Hey everybody, it's Matt and Chris at Texas Toast Guitars. Thanks for watching. Today is Wednesday, and I thought we would take some of your comments and questions and answer them for you in video format. This is sort of like it's like a live chat, only it's Memorex.
Yeah. And these aren't salty replies to salty comments.
They might. Some of them. There's a bunch that I haven't read yet.
Yeah, these are pretty much legitimate replies to legitimate questions.
Yeah.
Unless they're salty, and you'll know the difference.
So, what we got a bunch of guitars that are all done now. There's some that are like completely finished. They're just a setup away from being put in the case and ready to go. There's others we're actually waiting on rings. We had to special order some cream rings because, as you saw in yesterday's video, the rings that we got didn't match the binding. And so in what would you call that, like a American Chopper kind of?
Yeah, that was kind of what I was hoping it would come off like. Yeah.
And then the guys had a problem with some part thing.
As the guys scramble to finish up the guitars, the unthinkable happens.
No, this thing is wrong. Yeah.
We need to order from Amazon Prime. Next day shipping.
So those actually won't be here until tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah.
Which means we won't get them to work with until Friday. So we got the two Challengers that don't have pickups right now will be done on Friday. And then John is working on the pick guard for the non-reverse. And then that's it.
Yep.
So
and they're done. And then we get to polish them and pack them, and that's that.
Yeah. We should have a thing where people... Yeah, I'm not... No, never mind. I'm not doing that. Okay. So we've had a lot of questions about paint. I think we should do a deep dive on clear.
Mm-hmm.
But can you tell people what the stuff that we started using is? We've got a bunch of comments about what's the kind of clear that you used?
So the new clear that we're using now is Tamco Euro Clear. I believe the part number is 4104. It's the Euro Clear. Let me look it up real quick.
Euro Clear?
Yeah. Tamco paint. Yeah, and Mike Learn turned us on to it and said that that's what he's been using, and he really liked it. He really liked the way it buffs, and so we decided to try it. And what better time to try it than right before you go to the most important guitar show you've ever done?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's called HC 2104.
HC 2104.
It's High Solids Euro 2-to-1 clear coat.
Oh, Euro isn't European, it's urethane?
No,
okay.
It's Euro. Yeah, as in European.
Oh, it is Euro as in European.
Uh-huh.
What the hell does that mean? I wonder.
I don't know. A lot of companies use that.
Oh, okay.
Euro Clear.
Okay.
So, yeah. Euro Clear.
Euro Clear.
So anyway, so it dries harder than the previous stuff that we used. So it's not necessarily easier to use because it takes longer to color or wet sand, and it definitely takes longer to buff. There was a little bit of a learning curve on buffing it.
Yeah.
And we ended up increasing the speed of our buffing wheel quite a bit, and may even increase it more later.
Is that, you think we should do that?
Yeah, I think we should. I think we can do it. It doesn't burn through as easy, which is super cool. That was one of the reasons we had our old buffing wheel speed set
as low as
we did, was because if you weren't careful, you would burn through on edges. Yeah. And this stuff's pretty durable as far as that goes, and it shines up really, really nice. So
yeah, I'm a fan, although I haven't actually wet sanded or buffed any of it yet. So
that might change.
Yeah. Well, but you have to wet sand and you have to buff.
Yeah.
No matter what. So yeah, I think what we did was we changed products without changing any tools and expected better results faster. And what we got was a harder clear coat that
we ended up with better results slower.
Yeah, and I think if we
probably get to the point where it's the same as it was before, but better results.
in terms of
speed,
process time.
Yeah, and it's not all about speed, but it kind of is when you're doing 6 guitars for a big
Yeah.
guitar show.
So Goslin Creative wants to know, he left a big long thing, but basically he's like, what do you hope to accomplish at NAMM? And how are you going to do it? And we talked about this at lunch. It's funny because I don't think we want to actually try to get dealers to buy anything.
Yeah, we're not at that point.
I don't think there's enough meat on the bone for us to sell stuff. We would have to sell guitars for so low for them to want to buy them that it just wouldn't be worth it for us to do.
Right.
So that's not what we're going for. But what we are going for is to, it's going to sound corny, but we really want to meet a bunch of people who have seen these videos maybe or are interested in what we have. Maybe talk to some people at with other YouTube channels who might want to be doing some cross marketing with us. Maybe we can talk to Phil McKnight. Maybe we can talk to some of those other guys who we haven't talked to yet about doing that. Maybe we can talk to the people at Vintage Guitar Magazine about getting a guitar in for editorial review. Maybe. Mm-hmm. It's possible that the thing about the NAMM show is it's not like every single person who goes there works for Guitar Center.
Right.
Now there's a lot of people who work for great big companies like that, but it's not hard to get in.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who somehow manage to get into the show. So
yeah.
And I would love to talk to individuals who want to buy stuff too. I don't know. I mean, is that seem like it's about right?
Yeah, I think it's kind of like putting the word out in a lot bigger scale than.
You said it's like Texas Toast Days, but bigger.
Yeah.
And it really is.
Yeah.
For one thing, it's more than one evening.
Yeah. And hopefully turn some people onto the guitars and maybe gain a few new customers. Mm-hmm. If we could, I don't want not necessarily sell the guitars that we bring, but if we could get a couple of future sales out of it, it wouldn't take too many of those to pay for the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I'd like to think that we can do that and gather more customers.
Yeah.
So
I think really what we're just trying to do is spread the word that we make guitars. And,
Yeah, and we think they're pretty cool, and we think other people will think they're cool too.
One thing else I kind of want to do is gauge the market. Does everybody else like our models as much as we do?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And if they do like them as much as we do, which ones in particular do they like? Do they like that goofball leopard thing the most, or do they like that classic sunburst the most?
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea, but... there's a butt for every bench. Yeah, goofball leopard all the way. And then we'll be the goofball leopard guitar guy. Oh, Chris is going to show you guys. So this one's all done now. Look at this. This is quite unbelievable, really.
To figure out how to... There we go. Yeah, so we got dice knobs, Dynasonic style pickups, vintage tooled.
The neck's almost pink.
The neck is almost pink. And the back's pinstriped too. There you can kind of see it. Yeah. It's unique.
I think that's a cool guitar, but it's not going to be for everyone.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that's what we want to do at NAMM.
Yep.
Oh, we want to get drunk every night.
No, we don't want to do that, but we do want to have some Nashville fun.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Which is just eating chicken.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
John wants to know, how do you guys make and apply your headstock decal? Well, we don't make it, and we just stick it on. That's a vinyl decal.
It's a vinyl die cut.
Vinyl die cut, yeah.
And it goes on fairly thin, and then we clear over the top of that, and
it's what, debossed?
Yeah, it's debossed, not embossed.
Okay.
Looks cool, and it looks a little different. It's buried in clear, but it's not flat.
Yeah.
So it's got a little bit of a rise to it. It looks really neat, I think.
James says, "Sweet, I use Bitterroot all the time." You know what? That's very cool, James. I hope that you let the people at Bitterroot know that, or I'm sure if you use the code, I forget what it is, TX Toast.
I think so.
I can't remember what the code is. You get 15% off. So thanks to John and Cheryl at Bitterroot, and thanks to you guys for supporting Bitterroot and giving them some love. We still haven't heard back from Dan about the Guitar Wood Experts thing, and I think he wants to do it. I just don't know what he wants to do. Maybe we should see if we can get some industry partners while we're at the NAMM show too.
Yeah.
So yeah. That wouldn't be a bad idea either for us to do at NAMM, is to try and get some deals to where we can get, a break on price from on things like pickups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We're a Hipshot distributor, and Josh at Hipshot is really cool to us. I don't see why other people. Maybe he's just the cool guy, and I don't know. We'll find out. But anyway, if you guys like Hipshot, let us know. Terry wants me to know that I'm doing it wrong, and I think that's because of the string.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was standing right here, and I know you were doing it wrong.
Yeah. Sean says, in all capital letters, I'm not going to scream, talking about a reg setup video is like showing someone how to wipe their THERE ass. If they play guitar, they better be able to string and set up their THEIR guitar to their preference. LOL.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know a bunch of people that can't really string, or certainly can't set up. They don't trust themselves. They're scared to whatever.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or if you're just starting out.
Well, yeah, and being a good guitar player doesn't necessarily mean being a good mechanical type person. So yeah. And I'll bet you there's somebody that watched that video and went, "Oh, that's how you tie a string."
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or, hey, you're doing it wrong.
Or you're doing it wrong. Yeah.
Let's see. Here's another one. How do you print the Texas Toast logo on the headstock? Someone was wanting to know if we could do a mother of pearl headstock logo, and I think the way that we would do that is just inlay a giant chunk of mother of pearl.
Yeah.
And put our decal over it, shoot the whole thing black, and pull the decal off, and be done. Just like the old school Gibson way. When I get a little bit more time after the NAMM show, we're going to dive into the EBO Resto mod again, and that's what we're going to have to do on that one. Hey guys, what's the final clear coat on the Bargain Bones Challenger? I like the look. Should we tell them what that is? Okay, the cheating answer is, what's the final coat on the Bare Bones Challenger? Wax.
Wax.
Yeah. There is a finish on that, but the end result is wax. That's all I want to tell you about that one for right now. Industry secret.
Yeah.
Can't give you guys everything. Gabe wants to know, talk about how you come up with prices. And we jokingly said we take the cost of all the parts and throw that in free, and then take all the time that we spend working on the guitar and pay ourselves 13 cents an hour, and that seems to be how we come up with prices these days. But really what you have to do is you have to figure out what your costs are and figure out what your hours are worth. And when I say costs, there's a lot of hidden things. Not only does shop rags and sandpaper and masking tape cost money, but electricity costs money, and trash service costs money, and all that stuff has to be passed along to the customer in order for you to make money.
Pool maintenance.
Pool maintenance, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not all punk rock and wrestling masks. I wish it were.
Yeah.
That might be over everyone's head, but there's a buddy of mine from high school used to say that. Anyway.
Yeah. And
the real problem is you cannot compete with import guitars from Squire or somebody like that. And that's okay, because we don't make guitars for people who buy those guitars.
Right.
There's already, that market's already covered up. They got that covered.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, how do you come up with prices? Like I say, figure out all your, this is a boring answer, but figure out all your costs and what you want to get paid an hour. Yeah,
and how many hours is it going to take?
Yeah.
And hope for the best.
Yep. Robert wants to know, what brand of router bits do you use? Which is peculiar because he's commenting on a Deadhead Sander video about that. We use all kinds of different brands. I don't think we're brand specific on router bits.
There's some cheap half-inch router bits that I've seen that I'm a little
Yeah, I don't think
wary
we don't
of
really use the Amazon junkie.
getting those. Yeah, I've read they're okay, but then you also read, oh, it broke. And you know, if it's $16 versus $32 for a good one, I think spending the extra 16.
We get a lot of service life from the good bits. So
Yeah, and those really good spiral cut bits last forever. It seems
a
like
long time.
Yeah,
Unless you're using Richlight.
and then they last a week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, My Way wants to know, why the hell would you go to NAMM? I was there in 71. I think he means Vietnam.
Yeah.
The VC don't know shit about guitar. Charlie don't play guitar, I think is what he means. Yeah. Sorry about the flashback. Matt, your Challenger definitely has a Hamer vibe. Loves those old Hamer sunbursts. I do too. And it's almost, I talk about how much I like the old Hamers to the point where I think everyone knows it now, and everyone's tired of hearing about me talk about Hamers.
Yeah, and when you were telling me, you know, when you were kind of describing what you wanted on the show Challenger with the burst, really all you needed to say was Hamer burst.
Did I say Hamer?
No, you didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
But once it was done, I was looking at it and I was like, oh, it's a Hamer burst. That's what he wanted. So, yeah.
Steve says, sorry, but that hideous Gumby headstock looks like a trowel or a hamburger spatula.
Yeah, it does.
I know it's all subjective, but I don't like it. You and Mrs. Texas Toast hate that headstock.
Yeah.
And he says he could make a sex joke about it. He just can't think of one. Maybe he's old and grumpy. And he is old and grumpy, and I'm kind of a little bit disappointed there's no sex joke. Steve is always good for some hi-oh jokes.
It looks like that string art that you do in like elementary school on the nails, you know, where you bang the nails into the board and then run strings around but you got bored after like the first string.
I'm real pleased with that because of the, I don't want to say engineering hurdle, but because we had to come up with some way to make those strings do what they do, and we were able to do it with some stuff from a local fastener store.
And
and the guy was like, well, what are you looking for? And I started explaining it to him. He's like, you're going to have a machinist do that. We don't sell guitar parts here. And I'm like, look, buddy. I just need some aluminum and some screws, okay?
And we looked through your stuff. Hey, Matt, found it. When it really wasn't that big of a deal. It took like 30 minutes to make them.
And so we filed them to size, and then we chamfered the ends and just screwed them in, which is not a whole lot unlike what came from Bruce Bennett, which allegedly is a lot like what came from Gibson. I don't know.
Yeah, and I've seen old guitar. There was a brand called Stratosphere in the 50s that had stuff like that, and they just used screws. They're just like a screw halfway stuck out of the
I wanted to use string ball ends.
Legitimate company.
Yeah,
string ball ends would have maybe worked. I think we'd have had to perch them on something.
Yeah, so what we came up with actually is a very elegant solution to a really dorky headstock design.
Yes.
Kirk says, Popeyes, makes you wish you were back in Texas. Bill Miller's is the chicken down here. I've not had Bill Miller's. Have you?
I know.
What about like fast food? I've had K-Fry, of course. I've had Popeyes. I've had Church's.
If I've had Church's, I can't remember when. I haven't ever gone in.
Yeah.
We don't have those near me.
Okay.
We don't even have a Popeyes near me.
Dude.
The first time I had Popeyes was over. This is the only Popeyes I've
in
ever been to.
In your whole life?
My whole life. Only one place.
Maybe there's some good chicken joints on the way.
That's what we keep talking about, is if we run into a chicken joint, we're eating chicken on the road.
I still think that my favorite fried chicken was at Long John Silver's. Although I haven't had it in forever. It might have been good as a youngster and not
Popeyes
so great
has good fish.
Do they? Yeah, why not?
Because as you know, I never get what I order.
Yeah, that's right.
So, I'll take the number 7.
Here's your beaks and feet,
I
sir.
thought you wanted, 7 pieces of fish. No. The 2-piece.
Yeah.
Neck and a beak. Yeah.
Skin and grease. Hey, here's the one from Richard Ryan. Actually, it's going to round us out. He's talking about the PRS. He says, what happened was, many years ago, I tried a PRS guitar, and it sounded bad, and I mean really bad. Now, I know this story because Richard's told me a couple times. That was back in the day when even Carlos Santana replaced the pickups in his Paul Reed Smith with the pickups removed from an old Les Paul. Then I tried another PRS many years later, by which time they got really, really good pickups in them. Things have really changed. Overall, it sounds to me like pickups have gotten a lot better, not just the expensive ones, but even many of the cheap ones. I think he's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Because, you know, only Mexican ladies can wind wire on a coil, I guess. Let's see. They sound better and more expensive ones now. I'm pretty sure that even the lowest priced Paul Reed Smith guitars are going to have good sounding pickups in them nowadays. I think Richard's absolutely right. Especially at a price point, those Paul Reed Smith SE guitars are hard to beat. They're hard to touch. So yeah. Anyway, so that's going to wrap us up.
Good.
What?
Thank God.
Thank God.
About time.
All right, everybody. Now I have to edit this video, and I have to post it, and I have to publish it. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. This is Matt at Texas Toast reminding you, if you're so smart, build it yourself. That's what we do. Thanks for watching, everybody.